I was overreacting in part 2. UVHM wasn't even hard. Easiest challenge I've ever done. It only took 22 hours to beat it. But hey, I did it. Or I gave up. One of those two options for sure happened. No denying that. So fun fact, I lost some of the recordings at the beginning of this challenge, so I'll be using my MS Paint skills to create renderings of what happened. Well, back to actually playing the game. It's Bewm time. I do like the choice of going with the slag turret. It does a lot more damage than 2 turrets, but there's one slight oh, it died. Yeah, that's not ideal. But as you can see, my strategy is to just leave the arena. I ran back in to get a progress report on Bewm, and yeah, that's not ideal. But a few smacks to the face never hurt anyone. Oh, hey, I tripped. Well, that's the last time I go into the arena. Would you look at that, Big Bertha popped. Well, time to go back into the arena. This worked on Little Bewm, so obviously it'll not work on Big Bewm. I climbed up on this building. That's pretty cool. Then I died. Less cool. I got back on the building, and guys, I gotta be honest, while editing this, I'm wondering why I didn't just stay outside the arena and throw the turret. It worked on Big Bertha, so it'll work on Bewm. I mean, I literally did the same thing from this building, so like, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, maybe I had a reason, but I genuinely don't know why I didn't think that would work. Regardless, the building spot worked and Bewm died. Oh, and then I did the same thing to Flint, because apparently Flint doesn't have health regen. I ain't complaining. Next! And by next, I mean it took me over 7 minutes to walk from this ledge to this door, because Flint's men deserve a goddamn promotion. But as we all know, this is the most difficult part of the game, so struggling here doesn't foreshadow anything at all. I tried to save Reese from the psychos, but he survived against them longer than I did. Mildly embarrassing, but no one who saw it survived long enough for me to feel any shame. Out of curiosity, how long will it take to get to level 57 farming the target dummy in Marcus's shop? I did the math, and it'll take roughly fucking forever. Moving on. For Lilith, I went with my standard strategy of hiding and letting her deal with it. But since this is UVHM and her damage is on par with getting slapped in the face by a mildly damp pool noodle, I hid and let my turret deal with it. It took almost 30 minutes, but it got the job done. To get to the Bloodshots, I have to kill a bunch of cars, and if there's one thing the developers of these games have made painfully clear, it's that they have no idea how to do cars. When they designed the enemy cars in UVHM, they made them out of paper mache, which is why they fall apart if you even look at them funny. When they went back to make them an actual threat, they replaced the paper mache with nothing. These are just naked health bars. I'll take this moment to appreciate the first and last time this playthrough will ever actually be easy. Apparently Banmaw is so strong that the mere sight of him instantly killed me. This isn't an edit, this actually happened. I tried to run past him to do the funny thing, but his bullets are ever so slightly faster than my stumpy little legs. This time I managed to make it past him and I blasted him into the void. I said I blasted him into the void. Cool. I'm sure we can all agree that the Bloodshot Stronghold is the easiest part of the game, which is why I didn't die a single time. In fact, it was so easy, I decided to leave and go farm for XP so the enemies would be an even higher level. That's the reason I'm going with. Don't ask questions. I traveled to Three Horns Valley and threw my turrets at the skags. Doing this, I got on average 1500 XP a minute, which means to get to level 57, it would take well under 24 hours of farming. So I could just write a script to do the farm for me, leave it running for a day, and come back to being the level I want, which I have shown in the past that I am more than willing to do. Or I could just use Gibbed. Because what's the difference between AFK farming for 24 hours and just using Gibbed?
Literally nothing!
So yeah, I used Gibbed. I went back to the Bloodshots now with 2 robot guns and a renewed confidence. No, the old confidence that's still there. Bloodshot is easy, and I have confidence. Confidence that quickly vanished along with the sparse remnants of my sanity. Eventually, I managed to kill everyone and move on to the next room. Now I have to go through the toilet room. I remember the pain of going through this area for the first time. I was just a mere child, 5 years old, years before the game came out. It sucked ass. And I remember the pain of going through this area right now. Very similar to the feeling of having a rock in your shoe and you go to take the rock out, but there is no rock, and when you put the shoe back on, you feel the rock again, and the cycle repeats until the only solution is violence. It's like that, but the turrets can barely kill the enemies one at a time, and there's a metric dick ton of them, so violence is barely a solution. This shit took so goddamn long that I marked the heat death of the universe on my calendar and raced to clear this one room before that happens. I did manage to kill the enemies before the universe turned off, but just barely. Hey, how much you want to bet Frau goes to the gulag? He probably won't. Yeah, he went to the gulag. Once again, I hid behind the crate and Frau was freed. Gross. Get him off my screen. For Wilhelm, I hid and then he died. For the Thresher, I hid and then it died. For Overlook, I didn't do Overlook. And for Bloodwing, I couldn't hide, so I tried my best. But after trying to catch a fireball with my mouth, I was worried my best wouldn't be enough. But then it came to me. It was so simple, the perfect strategy. I changed nothing and tried again, and for some reason it worked. Stupid fucking bird. Oh yeah, and then for Brick, I hid and everything died. The last thing I have to do before taking on the Crunchwrap of Doom is go to Opportunity, also known as a fucking joke. This should take like 5 minutes. I have made no progress. I have still made no progress. Okay, I managed to break the AI of Jack's body double and kill him. Now it's time for my favorite part, the climb up to the bunker. And oh boy was it a climb. I've had some bad times trying to get to the bunker, but this was like no other. I couldn't take 2 steps without being bombarded by bullets, rockets, the fucking nukes. All of which down me in one hit, because why wouldn't they? The only enemy I have to kill is the Constructor, but the biggest hurdle is getting to the Constructor and surviving long enough to do any damage to it. I practically live in the respawn animation, and the new U voice is living rent-free in my head. All of this to open a door. A simple little door that only leads to more enemies, more death, more pain, and another goddamn Constructor. Some people think I'm a masochist. Some people think I'm insane. Maybe this proves them all right, but the truth is that this is where I thrive. This is the fuckery that drives me, and each step forward only leads me back to the same path. Like Sisyphus, my journey is unending, but unlike him, I will cheat death. I will reach the top. I take solace in the fact that this struggle will only be met by the sweet relief of victory. This short road is the longest road in the history of roads. This road is in the Guinness Book of Roads, but it's the one I've chosen to walk, and I have no regrets. Just kidding, that shit sucked. I regret everything. I didn't even show all the deaths. There were at least twice as many as I just showed. After all that, finally it was time to take on the goddamn bunker, which I hid from and threw my turrets until it died. Nice. Oh, but if you thought the climb to the bunker was bad, you haven't seen shit. Control Core was a whole new level of hiding and throwing my turrets. Looks like Angel died of boredom, probably because that took almost an hour. Frau died of probably not boredom, and Lilith got big kidnapped. Okay guys, does anyone actually care about Sawtooth Cauldron? No? Perfect. So I made it to Heroes Pass. Just kidding. First, I have a score to settle with this dumb fucking robot. Holy shit, I actually did the skip on my 3rd try, but it's gotta be a record for me. But I blocked off my path with my own turrets and... I am so calm right now. Okay, finally I managed to make the jump and survive long enough to push the button. Now it's Heroes Pass time. Yeah, this is a strategy. This is what we've come to. Okay, so here's the thing about Heroes Pass. I skipped Heroes Pass. But then I realized I didn't let Claptrap finish talking. So I have to go back and do it again. Okay, I did it again. Now it's time to finish this godforsaken challenge once and for all. At first, things seemed like they were going pretty well against Jack until they stopped going well. The second attempt went a little better because apparently the hiding spot that works against the warrior also works against Jack. Not that anyone would know because Jack is a clown and this shouldn't be hard. But if Jack is a clown, then I'm the whole goddamn circus. Jack died and the warrior was released, and you better believe I did exactly what I practiced this entire run. I stood in one spot and threw my turret for an hour and 20 minutes until the warrior finally fucking died. GG's, Jack. Better luck next time. Oh, and I killed Jack using a gun, so I won't be doing any of the DLCs or OP levels because this run is invalid. Patron shoutouts. Thank you so much to all of the people who support me on Patreon. And if you want to see me do these challenges live, you can, because I stream them on Twitch. Every single one of them. On Twitch. That's where I stream them.